And regional airports in France, they're going to be hit by a fifth day of union protests against pension reforms. They're joining in today, the regional airports. For more on what this means for anyone flying there, Eoghan Corry, editor of Air and Travel magazine. Good morning, Eoghan.
Good morning, Anya.
So what do we need to worry about today?
We're escaped today. Our two flights to Orly, and Orly has been the heart of this union action. They've both survived, Transavia and Vueling. The other airports that were affected today, Toulouse, Marseille, Lyon, Montpellier and Nantes, our flights have survived. A lot of the other flights have been cancelled. The way it works, Anya, the air traffic control get notice of the action. They then go to the airlines and say, cancel a proportion of your flights. 30% of the flights from Orly today have to be cancelled, and 20% of the flights from 5 regional airports. Ireland escaped, but this is a growing There's a growing momentum behind this, and we had a very bad experience last summer that looks like being repeated this summer.
So you say our flights have survived, but it's a lottery if these kinds of protests continue as to whether that would happen in future. Is that right?
Absolutely, and it's very it's impacts on the airlines that have big operations in France. Air France, always the one that is most affected, but Ryanair are probably the second biggest now flying to and from France. Aer Lingus have Nice and Lyon and Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle, it tends to be protected, but the regional airports have been where a lot of the damage is. One thing that hasn't happened today, but it's early in the morning, is that the Marseille air traffic control unit hasn't been affected, but that tends to be the most trigger happy is probably not the word you'd use in an industrial relations context, but it's the one that goes on strike most often.
Yes, and that can have an impact right across Europe. All right, thank you very much indeed. We'll be keeping an eye on that.
Always a great pleasure,
coming back to you. Cheers. That's Eoghan Corry, editor of Air and Travel magazine, and we'll